I'm back! Hi everyone, welcome to our Crazy Life Scotland. It's Fiona here and it's Monday, so it's weigh day. But before I get into my weigh-in, I better explain where I've been the last wee while. As you may have seen from the little videos that I put up, I've not been a wild bunny. I was really unwell. A couple of weeks ago, Brooke started feeling ill. She had a sore throat and a sore head and then a cough. And by the Friday, she wasn't well at all and I had to keep her off school, which meant I had to stay off my yoga, which I wasn't best pleased about. However, there was worse still to come because by the Friday night, I started getting ill. Then by the Saturday, I was coughing up all sorts of yucky things and Brooke was just basically a poor wee soul. She was lying in bed reading. She wasn't even playing her tablet or watching the telly or anything. She just wasn't well. So I hoped that a little day in bed for both of us would do the trick, but unfortunately not. By the Sunday, Brooke was being sick. I was feeling sick and the timing couldn't have been worse because Jack was going down south on business that night. So I had to phone my mum and say, "Mum, please come and help." There's no way I could have dealt with Brooke being sick when I was almost being sick myself. So, as mummies do, it doesn't matter what age your kids are. When they need you, you drop everything and you go to them. So, my wonderful mum came over on the Sunday and she ended up staying till the Tuesday because I was just so unwell. I didn't eat anything on the Saturday, the Sunday, the Monday. The Tuesday I was starting to have a couple of little bits to eat, but it was basically like a couple of spoonfuls of ready break and half a banana, that sort of thing. I really just wasn't well at all. So I didn't weigh in on the Monday, but I did manage to step on the scales on the Tuesday and I just wasn't well enough to film. So I popped my weigh-in results on the end of the video that I'd been filming the week before, showing you the easy meals that I was making, slim and world friendly. And I have to say, I was so on top of things that week. I was loving making that video for you all, just showing you the easy things that I was cooking. And I was so on top of the plan. I had so many things in mind for videos that I was wanting to make. I was just so on it. And then I got ill. And unfortunately, I've not really eaten properly. I've not been able to film. And I've kind of lost my mojo a wee bit, to be honest. I'm still not eating properly. However, I'm going off on a tangent again. Basically, last week, as I told you, I lost 2.8 pounds, but that was basically because I hadn't been eating. And I knew that as soon as I started eating again, most of that would go back on. Like I say, I've really not been eating properly. I've had the odd, I think I've had my B choice almost every day since Wednesday. And other than that, I've had bits of fruit and I've had ice cream. I've had the odd bit of chocolate. Basically, whatever I felt like I've had, just to try and build my appetite up again. As you can tell, my no sugar February is right out the window. I will revisit that goal in another month when I feel better. Oh, sorry about that. Rannoch just lay on Molly. And if you know the size of Rannoch compared to the size of Molly, you would understand why she squealed. "You okay, wee girl? What happened? Come and tell me." "Oh, what happened? You tell everybody what it was." "Yes, you tell everybody. What did he do to you? What did your brother do?" Yeah, so I've not been on plan, but to be fair, I've not really eaten much at all. And exercise-wise, I've done nothing. I've been in my bed most of the time. The only time I got out of my bed on Saturday, and I was in the van most of the day with Jack and Brooke. We were going around looking for a caravan, which we've found, I have to say. I'm quite excited. We're going to be caravan owners. I don't know if that's sad to admit that I'm excited about that or not. But after a couple of years of being in the tent, we're upgrading to comfort in a caravan. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent again. So, yeah, Saturday I was out of bed, but basically just in the van most of the day, apart from a wee sort of 20 minutes that I went out on my fly with the dogs to stretch their legs from the van. and as soon as we got back in on Saturday night, I was back in my bed. And then on Sunday, again, we were out and about, but I wasn't really doing much. I was out in the van most of the time, and I did manage to get round Asda for the shopping, but that was basically it. And now I'm out of bed, but I have to lie down every so often. Unfortunately, because I have got an underlying illness, any normal infection or virus tends to hit me 10 times harder and takes me an awful lot longer to recover. And through the week there, I was actually panicking that I was going to have a massive flare-up of my chronic fatigue syndrome, because all of my original illness symptoms were there, and I was really panicking because I thought, I'm just getting my life back. I don't want to end up spending months in my bed again, which is why I've been pushing myself to get up. And so far, it's working. So enough waffling on. What happened on the scale? So like I said, I did lose 2.8 pounds last week. This week, and that meant I was, hold on till I check my notes. Last week I was 138.8 pounds. This week when I stepped on the scales I was exactly 140 pounds, which means I've put on 1.2 pounds from last week, but that's not a surprise considering I went from not eating anything to eating bits and pieces, including things that I shouldn't. But over the last 2 weeks, basically since I was last well and had my weigh in, I've lost 1.6 pounds. So I'm going to look at that figure more than the fact that I lost all that and then gained a wee bit. So I'm 140 pounds. I have got exactly half a stone to go to my target, which is quite exciting. And here's a quick look at the stats. At 140 pounds, I'm still in the overweight category and I've gone up 1.2 pounds. My body water is still inadequate, but it has actually gone up by 0.4%. My body fat is still way too high at 45.6%, but it has gone down 0.5. My BMI is 25.8, which is still chubby and up 0.2. My BMR is still too low, although it has gone up a little bit since last week. And my muscle mass is just borderline standard at 72.4 pounds. So a couple of bits of news that I've got for you. My mum has gone back onto Slimming World. She had gone on to Weight Watchers because she'd plateaued with Slimming World and her consultant really wasn't helping her at all, saying things like, oh, you're eating too many potatoes without even asking for a food diary, that sort of thing. So she went to Weight Watchers and she did have quite a bit of success, but she loves the Slimming World way of life the same as I do, and she missed not being able to just eat. She had to weigh every single thing and it was really getting her down. So she's back on Slimming World, which is good. She's found a new consultant who's told her that she's going to help her as much as she can if she does start to plateau, and my mum feels a lot more confident in her, so that's good. And my mum had wanted to try some of the JD seasonings, so we decided to place an order. I was going to try Spice and Tice, but my mum was really fancying JD seasonings, so we placed a big order between us, and I used the code JB20, which is Jane Bradders, as she was, Jane Gammon's code to get 20% off JD seasonings. Lots of YouTubers out there have got codes, but I like to use Jane's one just to give her a wee bit of support. So if anybody is wanting to order some JD seasonings, I am not sponsored, this is not an advert, just to let you know you can save yourself a wee bit of money by using the code JB20 at the checkout. So we've got all of that, and I was hoping to film a video showing you all the different things that I've got and maybe making some of the recipes with the seasonings, because there's a lot there that I've not tried before, but I've kind of lost my mojo just now. Hopefully once I'm feeling better I'll get a lot more into filming again. And the other thing, I've been watching a lot of YouTube recently because I've not been well, and I found a new channel that I love, and it's Tracy over at the Mad Scots family, and she's a fellow Slimming World vlogger. Her channel is new, but she's doing a great job. She does hauls, she does meals of the week, she does cooking videos, she does Slimming World updates. So I'll link her channel below. Please go over and show her some YouTube love, because I think she's going to be an excellent vlogger and she deserves a lot more views. So if you don't mind, please, when you've finished watching this, click on the wee link below and go over and watch some of Tracy's videos. That would be lovely. And that's about it, I think. Like I say, I've kind of lost my mojo in terms of Slimming World, in terms of life in general just now, because I feel so rubbish. But I will be on plan this week. I'm just going to take it right back to basics and eat what I can when I can and food optimise as much as possible. And hopefully I'll get my appetite back properly. In terms of exercise, I'll try to start building it up, but I need to be able to stay out of my bed for a full day before I can start thinking about doing any exercise. So that's my main goal this week. And I think that's about it. I don't think I've really got anything else to say to you. The girls are off school this week and half term, but we've not got any plans, so nothing there that should throw me off. And I think that's about it. So I am back again. I probably won't have another video up this week because I'm not feeling great and I don't like making videos when I'm not 100%. So I would imagine my weigh-in next week will be my next video, but as soon as I'm better I will start making more for you again. Thank you so much for bearing with me. Thanks for all of the lovely get well soon wishes. They definitely kept me going over the last week, and I will see you again soon.